Hello, good morning ma'am. My name is RENAYLN G.AUDENCIAL from BE Ed 2B, and my report is all about Neptune and Pluto. So what comes into your mind when you hear the word Neptune? So Neptune is the eighth most farther planet from the Sun, and it has blue color, which is fitting with being named after the Roman god of the sea. So here is the discovery of Neptune. So Neptune was discovered by the mathematics scientists. Notice that the Uranus was not always in the predicted position, that another planet must be affecting its orbit. In 1846, their predictions were proven correct. So yung nakadiscover ng planet Neptune is Johann Gottfried Galle, Heinrich Louis d'Arrest, Urban Le Verrier, and John Couch Adams. So like what I said a while ago, Neptune is the eighth most further planet from the Sun. Neptune's atmosphere gives it blue colors, which is fitting with it being named after the Roman god of the sea. So Neptune is an ice giant planet. This means it has a gas surface like the gas giant planet. So this means it has a gas surface, but it has an interior composed mostly of ices and rocks. So Neptune is slightly smaller than the Uranus. So Neptune is also the fourth largest planet in solar system. So its atmosphere in the Neptune mostly made up of hydrogen with a smaller amount of helium. So Neptune has 14 moons. Its largest moon is the Triton, which is the mass of Triton is 17 times the mass of the Earth, and its diameter is about 30,775 miles, while the temperature in Neptune is minus 331 degree Fahrenheit, or equivalent to negative 221 degrees Celsius. So Neptune is the type of planet is ice giant, which is gas surface with an interior of ice and rocks. So let's talk about the weather on Neptune. So Neptune has the most dangerous powerful weather in the whole solar system. So bakit nga ba tinawag na most dangerous powerful weather ang Neptune? Because ang temperature doon is about negative 221 degrees Celsius, which is very cold. So huge storms appear din sa Neptune, and its winds is up to 3,305 meters per hour. So yung Neptune nga is one of the coldest planet in our system, with the temperature down to negative 218 degrees Celsius. So these are the internal structure of Neptune, which is the upper atmosphere. Then the next one is atmosphere, which composed of hydrogen, helium, methane gas. And the next one is the mantle, which composed of water, ammonia, methane, and ices. And the last one is the core, which composed of rock and ice. So here are some informations about upper atmosphere. So this image shows the bands of sunlight, cirrus-like clouds in Neptune's northern hemisphere. So these clouds cast shadows on the blue cloud deck 35 miles below. So the white sticky clouds are from 48 to 160 kilometers, or equivalent to 30 to 100 miles wide, and extend for thousands of miles. So this is the Neptune's mantle, which is superheated liquid region where temperatures can reach up to 2,000 to 5,000. It consists of water, ammonia, methane, and other compounds. So the last one is the core. The core of Neptune is made of iron, nickel, and other silicates that made up about 1.2 times the mass of the Earth. Comparison between Neptune and Earth. So Neptune is early 4 times bigger than the Earth. So dito is yung Neptune is mas malaki kaysa sa Earth, and the year on Neptune is 164.79 years, and you could fit 57 Earths inside the Neptune. So this image shows the difference between Earth and Neptune. And we can notice that Neptune is bigger than the Earth. So, a little facts about Neptune. So, yung 1 day on Neptune is 16.1 hours, unlike sa Earth that has 24 hours a day. Then, the gravity there is similar to Earth's. So, kaparehas lang siya ng Earth. Then, every time you look at Neptune, it will be different. Then, Neptune is the 8th planet from the Sun. So, siya yung number 8 sa planet. And then, last one, the Neptune is the 4th largest planet. So, let's move on to the Pluto or the dwarf planet. So, up until 2006, Pluto was considered the 9th planet of the solar system. So, the IAU or International Astronomical Union gave an official definition of Pluto, which is Pluto is not qualified as planet, and they classified it as a Pluto, the dwarf planet. So the mass of the Pluto is 2% of Earth's mass, and the diameter is about 1,473 miles or equivalent to 2,370 kilometers. And its average temperature is minus 388 degrees Fahrenheit or equivalent to 233 degrees Celsius. The distance from the Sun is about 3 to 5 billion miles from the Sun, or equivalent to 5 to 7.5 billion in kilometer. So we can notice that the Pluto is so much far from the Sun, so they classified it as the Pluto, the dwarf planet. So the size of the Pluto is about 2,275 kilometers or 1,400 miles in diameter, and its Charon is about 1,172 kilometers or 727 miles in diameter. So Pluto is relatively small planetoid, is smaller than the Earth's moon. So yung Pluto is mas maliit pa siya compared sa ating moon. And it is thought that Pluto is made up of mantle of ice, mostly nitrogen. And Pluto has unique orbit around the Sun rather than a round or circular orbit around the Sun like the 8th planet. So gaya rin siya ng 8th planet, Pluto orbit is like more on egg shape. So as it's closest to the Sun, Pluto is around 2.8 billion miles away from the Sun, as its furthest point is around 5 billion miles from the Sun. So mapapansin natin na napakalayo ng Pluto sa Sun. So the dwarf planet Pluto has 5 moons, which is the Charon, Styx, Nix, Kerberos, and Hydra. So the Charon is the largest mutually and tidally locked with Pluto, and is massive enough that Pluto and Charon is sometimes considered a double dwarf planet. So here is the little explanation about the Pluto's 5 moons. So number 1 is the Charon. So Charon is the largest moon in Pluto. And the next one is the Styx. It is a small natural satellite of Pluto. Then Nix is a natural satellite with diameter of 49.8 km across its longest dimension. So the Kerberos are much smaller and have comparable sizes, roughly 6 to 7 miles or equivalent to 10 to 12 kilometers across in their longest dimensions. And lastly, the Hydra is the furthest moon of Pluto. It was found along the Nix. So here is the image of the Pluto's 5 moon. The Styx, Nix, Kerberos, Hydra, and the largest moon on Pluto is the Charon. So how does Pluto compare to Earth? So Pluto has a hard rock surface like Earth, and we can notice in the picture that Pluto is so much smaller than the Earth. So how do we know about Pluto? For nearly 100 years, scientists suspected for the ninth planet somewhere beyond the Neptune. In 1913, a young astronomer, Clyde Tombaugh, found a planet X after a year of searching. To sum up my report, Pluto is the most smallest planet on the solar system, so they considered it as a Pluto the dwarf planet, while the Neptune is the 8th furthest planet on the solar system, and Neptune is the 4th largest planet on the solar system. So that's the end of my video.